Smile. Oh. Really?
Not good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey guys, what is up? It is Alyssa. How are y'all today? Just a few things before we start. One, yes, I know he's naked. I'm sorry. Two, yeah. I know that I look disgusting, okay? No, I know that I'm ugly, but it's fine, you know? Anyway, and three, I will be posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from now on. So make sure that y'all tune in on those days, and I'm so excited to get this going. I have tried to film 3 vlogs so far, and liked none of them. So today we are going to do a pregnancy story. I've been requested this like 3 or 4 times. So here we go. Anyway, it was my senior year in high school. I started dating this boy around November of 2016, and we were dating for 6 months. Before I graduated, I went to this alternative school so that I could finish faster because, long story short, I just wasn't living at home and I wanted to finish as quick as possible. So I went to this alternative school. I finished because it's online, so it was like it's self-paced basically. So I finished in 4 days. Hello, I'm Casper. How are y'all? Anyway, and so I finished quick. I graduated, and there's this time between like you graduate but you don't walk the stage until like the end of the school year. So I was graduated, I was doing my own thing. Me and this boy were off and on. We were dating 1 week and we're off the next. So it just really wasn't a steady relationship, and some stuff previously had happened. It just wasn't really a good relationship at all. And about May, the mid part of May, end of May, I started to get really sick. And I'm not just talking like, ooh, I'm a little queasy, morning sickness. No, like literally I could not get out of bed. I couldn't drink water. I'd throw up. I couldn't drink. If anything went into my body, it was coming out. And I am not kidding y'all. I lost 30 pounds. 30 just from being so sick. And finally at the end of the year, my mom was like, look, we're going to the hospital. You cannot keep going like this. And I was like, yeah, I know, I'm dying. So we went to the hospital, and I would just like to apologize for the number of times that I said so, and for I'm socially awkward, so sorry. Thank you. Did you think I needed a blankie? Thank you. Okay, so anyway, we decided to go to the hospital. And in the car, my mom just kept asking me, she's like, do you think you're pregnant? And in my head I was like, yes I do. But out loud I was like, no I'm not, because the day before I had started my period, and so I was like, I thought I was clear. Like I was like, yes, I started my period, this is good. And I told the boy at the time, because he was freaking out too, because I had told him that I thought I was, and we were not together at the time. And I was like, look, I think I might be pregnant. And then I was like, just kidding, I started my period. So he was like, peace out, homie. But so I was like, no, I don't think I am. And on the car ride there's a guy that pulled up next to us, and he was smoking a cigarette. And I almost threw up. I said, that is the most disgusting smell. Mom was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, that cigarette smell, do do you not like smell that? And she was like, I think you're pregnant. And I was like, oh no. Well, in the car I finally was like, look Mom, there's a possibility, just letting you know before we get there. So we got there and they did like the vitals or whatever. I took a pee test and then the nurse called me and she was like, okay, so I just need Alyssa to come in and the mom can come in later. And I was like, I knew. I was like, and she was like, so I have some news. You want to sit with me? Sit with Mama. She said, so I have some news that you're going to want to tell your mom. And I was like, oh God. And she's like, you're pregnant. And I don't really remember what I felt exactly, because I don't really think I felt anything. Like, I think I was just shocked. I was like, oh, okay. And so my mom comes in and I was like, Mom, I'm pregnant. And she started crying and I started crying and we were hugging each other. And she wasn't, I mean, she was obviously probably disappointed, but she was more scared for me because she went through the same thing when she had me. She was 25, she was older, but like she didn't know what she was doing. They like took us to a waiting room because they were wondering why I had started my period if I was pregnant. So they took us into this like little waiting room and we were just chilling in there, and my mom was like, look, I'm gonna text your dad now so that when we get home he's not freaking out. So she texted him and she said, so what would you rather be called, Pops or Grandpa? And so he was not happy camper at all, actually. And so I had my ultrasound and I said, the little baby, he was like probably like that big. I was 5 or 6 weeks when I found out, and he was so cute. And I think in that moment I was like, it just hit me. I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like asking my mom all these questions, and we finally got home and my dad didn't talk to me. But I mean, I wasn't mad because like he was probably very disappointed, which is understandable. But anyway, and I kept it a secret from everyone besides like my close friends and the father. Okay, so I told the father of the baby, and I'm not gonna like bash his name or anything because he's very helpful now in Evan's life, but he did not believe me. He just kept saying it wasn't his and that there's no way, and he didn't believe that I was pregnant, and I sent him hospital papers and all kinds of stuff, and he just would not come to realize that this was happening. And so that was whatever. Well, I kept it a secret from everyone until I was about 11 weeks. Then I finally spilled the beans. I put it on Twitter and a bunch of social media. In about 20 weeks, I found out that he was a boy, and instantly I knew his name was going to be Evan. Like, me and my mom were looking through baby names, and she was like, what about Evan? And I was like, I really like that name. Sorry, I just spaced out. Anyway, and so found out he was a boy, his name was gonna be Evan, and then I started getting really pale, and I was still like looking really gross looking, and so they took blood at my OB-GYN because I was saying I was getting really tired and all kinds of stuff. So they took my blood and we found out that I was anemic. And so anemic, it wasn't really a big deal, but I had to start taking iron and stuff. And then I found out that I have this thing called ITP, which is a low platelet disorder. And I didn't know what this was, so probably many of y'all don't know what it is, but it's your platelet number is the stuff that clots your blood. So if you have a low platelet number, then your blood's not going to clot as easy or as much, and you'll bleed very, very, very easily. And so okay, so your level is supposed to be at 400,000, okay? Mine got as low as 20,000. Which is a very, very, very big difference. And so it was very, 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 very rough. I was just tired all the time. And it was scary because like I have a bracelet that it kind of fell off, so I haven't worn it in a while, but it like says all the stuff I can't have. Like I couldn't have ibuprofen. I still can't. I still have it, but I can't have ibuprofen. I can't have anything that's a blood thinner. And it's like, at the time of my pregnancy, like if I would have gotten in a car wreck, I would have died. I would have bled out and died. Like that's scary. So that's what was happening, which also meant that at the time of my delivery, I couldn't have an epidural. So, but we'll get into that in a minute. But anyway, so my pregnancy it went by, I want to say completely easy, but it went by, it didn't have the complications that it could have and that my friends have had. So I was very, very blessed and very lucky that I had a healthy baby. Well, by the time, okay, so I'm gonna make a separate video that's like my birth story, or like the birth thing, I think. Comment below or comment on my social media or anything if you would like to see that, because I will definitely make it for y'all. But like briefly, I'll just tell you what happened. And so December 25th, Christmas of 2017, I started to have cramps, and they weren't bad, so I wasn't thinking anything of it, but he was due the 29th. So I knew that it was coming soon, so I started cramping, and then the 26th it started to get worse, and I told my mom to bring me to the hospital, and so we went to the hospital. And long story short, they wanted to induce me because my platelet number kept getting lower, and they wanted to have him before it was a big chance that I could bleed out. So we had him the next day on the 27th. They induced me at 8. I had him at 12, and he was natural. He was 9 pounds 1 ounce and 20 and a half inches long. Yeah, okay, it was all natural. Okay, it was not fun. I kicked a nurse like twice because she kept telling me not to push, and she kept holding my leg, and I kicked her. Sorry, nurse lady, if you're watching this. You're not, but sorry, I apologize. But yeah, that's pretty much my pregnancy story. It's nothing too exciting. My parents didn't freak out very much. My dad did, but he's such a sucker for Evan now, so all is good in the world. And currently I'm dating this boy, and you all probably know him. If you know me, then you know him. But me and this boy have been dating for 6 years, off and on 6 years, and we have been recently dating for a little over a year, and he makes me so happy. I just wanted to throw that in there. He is a very, 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 very great role model to Evan, and I'm so thankful for that. And he loves Evan with everything he has, and I'm just blessed to have that. So I love you, and thank you for sticking by our side through everything. Mwah! This wasn't a very long video, so I'm sorry to disappoint, but make sure you tune in on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it is currently Monday, so I will see y'all Wednesday. You like and subscribe, and tell your friends. Share if you have me on social media. Make sure you share it, please. I will greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the people that are subscribed to me right now. I currently have 44 subscribers, so thank you. Thank you for joining our family. Come here. You need to be in this part. Come on. Thank you for joining our family. This is just so cool to me. I've always wanted to do this, so just thank you. Again, if you haven't seen my first video, make sure you check it out, and I will see y'all on Wednesday. Bye.